welcome back everyone to the video series Dedicated Show on MTV that loves their mums. That's right, I'm talking about X on the Beach Peak of Love, episode 9, and let's get into the smaller things that happened in this episode before we get into the main plot points. And let's start off with Sam and Tierney. Now I can't believe we're 9 episodes into the season and Tierney does not have an ex in this chalet. Luckily she has Sam, and Sam makes her a nice breakfast in bed. It doesn't go as smoothly as he planned on it, but it's the thought that counts. Now let's go on to Carlos, Allie, and Niall. And Allie didn't think she would be feeling this type of way when Carlos came into the chalet. She thought she was going to be all with Niall. However, she's picking up what Carlos is putting down, and Niall is nowhere to be seen. A lot of friction of how the last episode ended, so they have to mend their things, but they don't get that much screen time in this episode, so let's just put a pin in that. Let's get into the other throuple, which was Tyler, Adore / Danny, and Jack. Now, Tyler and Adore are kind of feeling each other out and having a sort of a blossoming relationship with one another. However, they're getting the kibosh because Jack is in the house, and it's also putting a lot of pressure on Adore and Jack's friendship, and you don't want to see that. They said they wanted to be in their lives with one another forever as friends, and to see them both kind of being miserable that each one's in the house is kind of sad to see. So we'll have to see how that all plays out throughout the rest of this episode. And Ryan and Magdalena left the chalet this episode due to a family emergency. You hate to see somebody leave a show or a game because of those circumstances. Many thoughts and prayers go out to Ryan's family. Hopefully everything's all good and him and Magdalena are still together. I really like them as a couple, so hopefully they're still together. Now let's go into the main plot points of this episode, and let's start off with Marlon and Ledemi. At the party of last episode, they were kind of getting really close with one another. They're dancing with one another. They were really cuddling up. And by the time last episode ended, they were in bed together, making out, and they fell asleep with one another. Unfortunately for them, the next morning, 3 people were picked to go to the peak to see which ex is going to be coming into this house. And the 3 people picked were Jack, Marlon, and Jemmy. And the person snowboarding down this peak is none other than male model Todd. That's right, Marlon's ex Todd, who is wanting to rekindle things in their relationship with Marlon. They slid into each other's DMs on Instagram. They met up. They kind of struck up a romantic relationship, and they were supposed to go on a cruise with one another, which, can I just ask, where's Marlon getting all this money for these cruises? My goodness, does he have like a reward system on his credit card, or does he have an inside person in Carnival? Like, I have no idea what's going on, but him and Jemmy were supposed to go on a cruise. That didn't happen, and now him and Todd were supposed to go on a cruise. Did not happen. And Marlon said that they broke up because Todd was so dramatic in everything that they talked about. However, in the short little conversation that him and Todd had inside the jacuzzi, Todd did not seem that dramatic. So Marlon is pressing pause on his relationship with Ledemi to see how things will go with Todd. So let's go on to the next storyline, which is Georgia and Callum going into the Sauna of Secrets. That's right, the chalet picked 2 people, and that was Georgia and Callum. They were already throwing out that soulmate term with one another. They've been going hot and heavy. They had some speed bumps, but they're doing well now. But now they're going into the Sauna of Secrets, and I know what you're thinking. What are they going to have them do? Are they going to read each other's text messages? Are they going to go through each other's photo albums? Are they going to have a family member come in and talk about how they're not good for one another? Well, kind of that. So that's when they're having their little mimosas or champagne, and then their mums, that's right, Callum and Georgia's mums, with a U, come into the chalet, into the sauna, and have some questions for the budding couple, and they're kind of putting their past dating history, separate past dating histories, at each other, kind of questioning them like, are you guys ready? Is this legit? You had some cheating back in the day. What makes this so different? And they were a little skeptical. However, their hearts melted when Callum said that Georgia was his soulmate, and then Georgia dropped the L-bomb. That's right, she said she loves Callum, and the moms absolutely melted away. Their skepticism is gone. They both are excited for this couple, and they just want to see them succeed. So that's where the Sauna of Secrets has been nullified right then and there. So let's go on to the last storyline, and that was the Zanata triangle. That's right, we have Nicole, Ashley, and Sydney. And Nicole really is digging Ashley. Ashley is digging Nicole. And Nicole wants so badly for Sydney to just get out of this chalet, which awfully seems very familiar to what happened earlier in this season as Laurel came in, and then once Sydney came in and was feeling up on Nicole, Nicole wanted Laurel out as soon as possible. Now that Ashley's in, now she wants Sydney out soon as possible, like yesterday. She wants her out now, gone. Vama Noose, she wished she could have left her back in that log cabin on that three-way date. Well, that didn't happen. She came back to the chalet, and now Nicole and Ashley are like making out all over the place in the chalet, and Sydney's just sitting there like, well, this is kind of awkward. It is awkward. It's super awkward. And I think the one thing that we're missing is that in this whole show, X on the Beach, you bring in exes to start drama, but in this season, it seems like people are bringing in their exes and they're instantly falling back in love with one another. It's so weird to see, and then everybody's just chilling out around the house. There's no drama. It's like the Brady Bunch in this chalet after a while, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's keep going. Let's just go straight to the ice ceremony to see what's gonna happen with the voting. Everybody votes, does their thing. It comes out to a 3-3 tie between Jack and Sydney. And I know what you're thinking. Romeo has said it in this season and in previous seasons that if there was ever a tie, then both people would be going home. However, we're switching up the rules this episode because there are no rules. And they asked Callum and Tierney, because they were the only singles to not have exes in the house, that they get to vote on somebody to get kicked out. And let's just say that this felt really staged. This was really put together by production. They told them, you vote for Jack, you vote for Sydney, and then we'll have a double elimination. Everybody put in a vote, and it's like super dramatic and super like a big iconic TV moment. Well, it kind of falls flat because you could just tell that Callum and Tierney were coached to say one name and the other. Ultimately, both Jack and Sydney were sent home after a double tie, after a sudden death tie. I mean, this could have been done 5 minutes ahead of schedule if they didn't have Callum and Tierney both vote, if they just kept the rules the way they were the whole time that they were in place, that if there was ever a tie, they would just leave. It was such a windy road to get to a double elimination. It's fine, it's whatever, it kind of fell flat. So that's where this episode ends. What'd you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. What'd you think about the double elimination? Were you surprised, or were you kind of like, okay, sure, that's fine? Let me know that in the comment section below. What'd you think about the Sauna of Secrets and Georgia and Callum's mom both coming into the chalet? I'm not gonna lie, that was unpredictable. However, they just love their kids so much. I love their positivity so much. But what did you think about it? Let me know that in the comment section below. And what did you think about this episode in general? What did you think about this season in general? I heard from somebody on Twitter that X on the Beach has been canceled, and this possibly may be the last season. How does that make you feel? Let me know that in the comment section below. Are you kind of like, okay, I can totally see why this is the last season? Or are you thinking, please, no, hopefully that's just a rumor? Let me know anything and everything. If you're loving this season, let me know that. I'll give you a heart and reply to you, and I would love to know why you love this season, and we can have a conversation about it. But thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more challenge content. You got Challenge Brief History on Saturdays. I've been doing some experimental new concept and ideas on challenge stuff on Wednesday. And join me next week for another X on the Beach Peak of Love review and recap. But until then, peace.